How is everyone doing tonight? Those were some fucking jams. I'll tell you what, that actually, last minute, putting it together just to try and make this happen. It was a struggle, let me tell you. But as always, Suno fucking came through. Alright, we're gonna kill that real quick. Alright, so how's everybody doing this evening? I hope you have all been having a fantastic day. Yes, I did see that the video is doing well. That Legal Mindset died laughing watching it. So I know that he enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed the full cut of the actual series. So there's that. Nux. I haven't seen a go live notification from Nux, so I don't know if he's actually seen it yet, or if he what's going on. On Kick and YouTube for the new Path of Exile to League. Gonna be decent. Alright, hold on, give me 1 second. And also here to answer all your questions and hang out. Okay. Alright, let's do that. Alright, Renegade. Yep. I definitely saw all of that. So let me go back up at the top. Watching Tectone lose his shit. Yeah, I don't think he realized how much I've been paying attention to, like, when I look at things, right? I fucking pay attention to what I'm looking at, right? So like if someone is doing something like in his case, like little idiosyncrasies of how the fuck you say it, of how, you know, someone talks or anything like that. I noticed that he is just lucky enough that I am poking good fun at it instead of trying to be more hurtful. So, yeah, he loved it. That was really funny. The whole, and I genuinely mean this thing. I don't know if you guys really caught how often he actually fucking says that. He says that he doesn't, but he says a lot. I did see that he wanted another one. That is going to be a thing. We'll work on another one. We're going to have to let it like marinate a little bit to see where we want it to kind of go. So it's going to be something. And Nux is almost afraid to watch the videos. Yeah. He denied it first. Yeah. No, Josh, thanks, dude. And yes, he 100% knows. He knows exactly what he how he comes across. But you know what, it's all good. Everyone has their own fucking shit, so it's not a condemnation of somebody. Yeah, so let's see. For release day, it was great. I remember this morning, actually before we get into Path of Exile 2, I did get back into open art, and I really wanted to share this really quick, because this is probably the greatest advancement, in my opinion, of anything in that's related to the what's it called? Well, to image generation. All right. I don't know how many of you guys, well, I don't know how up to date you guys stay on, you guys really are when it comes to AI models. But AI models, for the most part, have been kind of okay. They've been really hit and miss when it comes to images. Sometimes they take a lot of doctoring to get things right. Well, Google, with their fantastically named model of Nano Banana, is fucking wild. None of this was edited. None of this was fucked with. This is exactly what it output on the first time. It looks much cleaner than the Discord post. Yeah, no, so the Discord post, just full disclosure, after I ended the stream this morning. So that was at what, like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. I then watched the episode once through, laughed just as hard. I thought, okay, that's good. That's good to know. And then I was playing with the thumbnails. I remember mentioning a little bit about the thumbnails on there, right? And the thumbnails were just not, they just weren't working for me. Like, it just seemed a little too cheesy, and I thought, okay, let's see what we can make. And I ended up changing that and wanting to get that done. So I was on my phone. I wrote this out. I generated it because I saw Nano Banana. Originally, I was going to do Chat GPT Image 1 or GPT Image 1, which is usually really, really good. But instead, we went with Nano Banana, and first fucking generation knocked it out the fucking park. This was the original. This is the other one that it generated, which it was kind of funny. But this to me, this one really spoke to me in what I wanted to get, right. Also, I was trying to do the Goofy Gooner, and like right here, Goofy Gooner, where everyone's a wiener. Yeah, we're gonna do some shit with merch later. Maybe not today. We'll see if we get a chance to do that. But yeah, Nano Banana knows exactly what the fuck is up when it comes to image editing and image creation on the first try. It is absolutely astonishing what Google's Nano Banana can do. Those of you that have used the other Google image generations, like with Imagen 3 and 4, it's really not there. Like it's almost there, but when you really get into more shitposty territory, it's not, and that's where the GPT Image 1 really thrives. And so we'll fuck with image generation later. I'm curious to see how many people it can get in a single scene. I'm wondering if I can get the entire Menace crew in one go. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, so far I have had I had a blast doing that. And then also, so I did have to use. So I used Whisk as well. So for just to go through the whole workflow, right? So I generated this. I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, okay, I want to get this thing done. At this point, it's like 2 a.m., right? So I try editing it. They don't allow it on mobile. Now my phone is one of those Galaxy Fold, Z Fold, whatever the fuck, the thing that goes out into a tablet. So you got this big ass fucking screen, and sometimes I can actually use desktop level stuff on there, and it's actually really fucking nice. It's a fantastic phone for like productivity. Really, really like it. I have the Fold 3 though. I really do want the newer ones because this is definitely starting to show its age. But anyways, so I wanted to expand it because obviously YouTube thumbnails are 16:9 ratio. And so what I did instead is I went to Whisk. And here we go. Yep, this is the one that was at 2:45 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And I put that in as the reference, and I just had it generate a 16:9 image, and that is how we got here. So it was able to make all of that just from that reference image. So I was extremely happy. Now, when I tried to have it generated in Whisk, it kept having all this safety errors and all this sort of shit. So it didn't generate. But if I had the image ahead of time and then I kind of described it, it worked that way. So we were safe. So yeah, it was a great time. I am very happy with how the video has performed. I have been having just an absolute blast watching the reactions, looking at the comments you guys have been leaving. It's been great. Tectone and the fucking Goonmobile. No, there is nobody in this world that was ever ready for the madness that was the that was the when the Goonmobile fucking took off and turned into a jet. No one was fucking ready for that. So that was just a whole time. I'm so happy that we did that. There's a few things that I wish that we would have kind of cleared up a little bit here and there. Maybe put a little bit more emphasis on what happens and why they're going after FTX. But in general, it worked. I had so much fun, and you know what? It makes total sense as a shitpost. So I'm very happy with how it came out. Much happier with it than I was with episode 2. Episode 2 was I know a lot of people said that they found it to be funny, but I personally found it to be disappointing. I knew that I could do better, and there's a lot of missing stuff in episode 2. So yeah, do more of a B story with Nux. Nux is going to get his own story. That is going to happen. So he is definitely going to get his own thing. Everybody's going to get their own episode. I don't think Asmon's going to get his own episode. Primarily because the first 3 episodes are all just him in the first place of the Menace crew. So like he already kind of has 3 standalone episodes in a sense. So I don't really feel a need to do one for Asmon, but for everybody else, yeah. The Donut and Brandon are going to get another Bacon Brothers episode once something else happens. I know that Brandon is definitely going to get one for his whole arc of being in running for office, so that's going to be a thing. And the fact that he had to explain the whole SpongeBob thing was fucking hilarious. And also the way that he explained it made it sound so much worse. I was so happy. I wish he would have said something when it like he would have had that like, you know, oh my god, you know, when he first saw it. Maybe he did it internally but didn't want to address it and was hoping it wouldn't come up again. But we knew you fucked up when you made that stupid ass fucking tweet telling us all that you were horrified by SpongeBob conspiracy theories. Little did you know, my ass is sitting here and shit posting everything that I see. So if you tell me after an episode comes out where you post it up then, you'll have to wait maybe a week or 2 for it to pop up again. But I'll remember. So there's that. I know some people said that they wanted to see WestJet in there, and that's just not really... I don't know anything about him. I've seen some of the meme posts that are there, but outside of that, I don't really know that a lot about it. I don't know what I would use to make fun of him or to caricaturize him as. So I would need to think about that and dive a little deeper. But in general, it was fine. I had a good time. Yep, I got it out of my Fuente Opus X cup. I have a pair of these, and they are just very flashy cups. They're pretty fantastic. And they were a super limited release, I believe, a number of years ago, and I managed to get the set brand new in the box for like $20 at a cigar shop that didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Sometimes I like cigar shops that don't know what they're doing, and they'll overprice the shitty cigars, and then they'll get something else that somebody just like gives them, or they get as like a promo item, and they don't know what the fuck it is, and they just price it at whatever, and then you just steal the box basically with, you know, paying below cost for what the fuck they just had. So, yep. Do research. West shit is cool, but he talks shit about people just for content, like satire stuff. Yeah, I mean that seems like what, you know, the way he is. Bring back Bankman and Nux's episode, looking for revenge from the destruction of FTX. I can. I know that it was heavily blocking the generation for that, and that was a really big problem, is to get around that. That's also why I had to call them rabbis, and I had to reference FTX, and I wanted to originally have it be Sam Bank Fraud Goldstein, and it did not like that at all. So we'll see how we get along with it and what we can make happen. But yeah, it was a good time. I did I had so much fun with it. The ending, I do agree, was a bit long, but you know what? We all were sitting here making the episode throughout the week. I did look at the hours. So in the past week, I have streamed 44 hours. Of those, there have been 34, 35 hours of development time and just making shit. So that is pretty fucking impressive, but also tells you that actual genuine AI videos that, you know, have some sort of thought behind it, they take some fucking effort to do. And I figured that we're just going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do that for every episode. I think I'll condense it for sure. But I think for his episode in particular, it seemed to fit. So, yeah. Goldstein was a real culprit. Yeah, maybe. The reactions are pretty great. I think, based on what Legal Mindset commented, is that he is going to do a reaction to it. He's just not going to live stream it. That's probably a safe call if he wants to kind of censor a few things here and there, but that's entirely up to him as to how he does that. You're going to make more money making AI than playing games. It's not something very many people are doing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I know that it's gonna be a big thing. The problem is I am a Path of Exile whore. Absolutely love Path of Exile. Is one of my favorite video games. I love it. It's so much fun to me. New League, I have to play it. So every 4 times a year, I'm locked in for at least a fucking week, playing shit. We'll take breaks here and there to make things, but I trust me, I am fully aware. I am extremely aware that games don't bring an audience. And it's also something that not a lot of you guys are really here for. I get it. I totally get it. The problem is I really, really want to play. So I haven't had a lot of time to play today, and I really, really want to play. And I figured, hey, let's stream, let's hang out, let's talk, let's do, whatever. Maybe we'll generate some stuff. We'll work on some merch, things like that throughout the night. But in general, I just really, really want to play. And I said I'm going to stream, so I'm going to stream. And if I'm already playing the game and I'm already on the internet, why not just stream it? Like if I'm doing a competitive game or something like Tarkov or whatever, you're not going to ever see me stream that unless it's like SPT or co-op or something like that. Because never in a fucking million years do I want my ass to get stream sniped. I know I'm not big enough to get stream sniped, but I just don't want to fucking deal with it. And I also get pretty fucking mad when I play competitive style games. Astro, thanks a lot, buddy. That I really appreciate it. Do you ever worry about crossing that line when doing certain types of humor? I do not. The biggest reason why is I can tell where that line is. I know where it is, and I intentionally skirt around that line pretty heavily. Like I'm very much like my toe is on that fucking line all the goddamn time, and I'm just not quite there. You know what? Here, let me do this. This way you guys can see my gigantic fucking face. And there we go. Holy shit. Alright, there you go. You can see my fantastic pixelated t-shirt. Let's see, there's AK-47s on it somewhere. But I figure we'll do this real quick while we'll just talk for a minute, and then we'll get into playing some POE. Yeah, I know where that line is. I genuinely know where it is. I want to always kind of toe it and kind of know, but not go over it. I did go over it. I know I did when I did the Border Buds episode 1 with the originally ending song. You guys can find that actually on SoundCloud if you would like. But that song, absolutely 100% with the section that I chose, it crossed that line. And I got a community guideline strike, but it was a warning. So, fun fact, right when I published that episode originally is when I got my monetization back. And I was so fucking mad that I was about to get nuked because of the guidelines. And it was so subtle that you couldn't really tell what it was. Like, if you listened just enough, you can make out, like, oh, okay, that's what they're saying. But it was with a soft A still, so I don't know. It is what it is, but thankfully I didn't get my monetization taken away. And it is what it is. Send Tectone truck nuts and lobsters for money, he asked. Okay, I can do that. That's fine. Procon, you can watch POE, but you can't quite get into it. Maybe by talking about it and explaining things more than most people do, maybe, just maybe, you might be able to get into it. We'll see. But yeah, is there anything else major that kind of popped up from that? Let me look. Let me refresh the comments, because I think there might be some stuff in there that people have asked. You know somebody's gonna. All right, yeah, somebody's gonna make a VTube model out of it. That would be fucking hilarious. I don't think there's really a whole lot of issues. Oh, right. Okay, so there was actually a discussion in the Discord earlier about the whole Nux as Splinter Cell portion. So I know that we talked about that very briefly, and I did forget the two scenes. I did forget those two scenes that we had made, which is kind of a shame. But at the same time, they didn't really fit. So it is what it is. I think it's a better product without it, to be perfectly honest. And so my idea was that I had at the last minute as well, after I had published it, was to mod Splinter Cell Chaos Theory with a Nux character and have that be in there. Or you do some other game that I can have a stealth element in and remove the HUD. And then do that and just record like a brief little segment of gameplay and do something like that. So yes, there is a free weekend. It is great. I will show you guys how to not fuck with the skill tree and not get baited in a bunch of bullshit and know what to do. I wear a Hawaiian Miami Vice shirt very well. Thanks, dude. I have so many of these things. It is wild. Yeah. So it was they just didn't work. It's good that it wasn't in there. But the thing is with action, I do want to have action, and I just think it would be fun to have a mod in something else and have the characters do action, but have people question what's going on with it. I did also mention, so there is. Let me pull this up. Genie 3. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to this really quick. Okay. So Genie 3 is fucking crazy. This is going to replace video games as we know it. This is 100% where things are going to lead. And the reason that I can say that with such, I can guarantee it, is the way that Genie 3 works is you are doing a prompt just like you would do in Veo, or you can just write a fucking script of what you want to have. And then it'll create a 3D world. It'll remember what's going on, and you can prompt interaction points. Oh, giving Tina cat is just fucking with the litter box. So this shit is gonna be wild. It's okay. Pro-con, it's easy and it's difficult at the same time. But we'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, this stuff is crazy. So first person perspective of someone navigating difficult terrain, and right here you can see that there are keyboard prompts of moving around, of doing things. Jet ski is a popular one. Like this is it can do realistic, it can do 3D, it'll generate everything completely on the go. Like it's just absolutely nuts. I'm trying to remember if there is a and it goes beyond that too, of just games where you can actually have 3D experiences, where you're like, okay, you're in the Alps, you're flying, and it's generating as you go so that you can experience the Alps. It's just fucking nuts. The consistency as well. So right here where it's talking about consistency, it's crazy. Again, all AI generated. This is all AI generated. This is all stuff that you can use, you can prompt, and you can navigate. They're promptable. Okay, so like here is. Okay, so what do we want to have next? Well, let's choose Chicken Suit Runner. All right, so that's what happens if you prompt for that interaction, or if you wanted to see a dragon with actual decent, little water physics. It doesn't look crazy, like too crazy, but it's getting there. This is 100% going to be the future of video games. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be just wild. So, yeah, this is going to be crazy. If I can get into Genie 3, that's going to be great. If I can't, it is what it is. And yeah. Okay. We got that. We got our game. All right. So we're going to now get into Path of Exile 2. Turn up the volume just a hair. All right. So for those of you that are somehow not aware what Path of Exile is, Path of Exile is an action RPG. Path of Exile is a pretty absurd game with a lot of complexity. This is not Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is made for children by children. Diablo 4 is a game made for brain-dead idiots, or if you're baked or drunk out of your fucking mind and you can't comprehend reality. That happens to me, and so I will be on the couch playing Diablo 4 if I can't really have any friction in my fucking brain cells. So that's what Diablo 4 is. Now, Path of Exile, there's a lot going on, and I promise it seems complex, but it's a lot simpler than it is. I've been playing this for a year, well, POE 1 anyways, for years, and POE 2 I've been having an absolute blast with. I'll talk about the experience in a minute. My character is okay. I have an okay crossbow. It's whatever. But, you know, you have gear just like in Diablo. But the way that things kind of separate from your traditional action RPG is you have your skills that you can get, right? So these are all your base skills. Like Incendiary Shot, it shoots a... it's just a fire shotgun, basically. But I have Double Barrel, which gives me an additional bolt. So instead, I choose... I have 2 bolts at once instead of just 1 at a time. So I've modified my skill. And then Fire Attunement, so I do more damage as fire, and I get extra fire damage, but I lose Cold and Lightning. So you can really tune your skills. Or Armor Piercing Rounds. I attack faster, and it chains. So all of these different things come into making your skills come to life. It's not a fucking skill twig where you have your skill and then you have like 2 little fucking options. I think there's 348 support gems. Not all of them work for all the skills, so there's a thing. And then this screen is what a lot of people are going to be immediately scared by, which is the passive tree. So this is the passive skill tree. And everybody is going to be like, holy shit. Where the fuck do we start? How do you know what's going on? And that's especially true because they just added another 150 clusters onto the tree. Something like that. So how do I know what I'm doing? How can I figure it out? Well, the thing is, a lot of these are... when you choose a character, you're only really choosing where you start. That's all that you really get out of it, right? So I'm the mercenary, so the mercenary starts down here, your warrior starts here, believe the sorcerer starts over here, the witch and the lich start up here, the monk is over here, then the huntress and the... ranger start over here. So you're just choosing where on the tree you start so you don't have to travel as far for the build that you want to do. If I wanted to be a mercenary and I wanted to do unarmed attacks, I can do that. If I wanted to be a minion summoning mercenary, I can do that. So there's really nothing that I can really... I'm not limited by anything. Now, the biggest thing is you're looking at all of this and you're still really confused as to what in the fuck you're doing. Let me show you. I am doing a fire-based build that uses crossbows, and I do projectiles. Okay, so my crossbow counts as a 2-handed weapon. I do crossbows, I do grenades, I do projectiles. So what I can do is right here where I search, I can do grenade, and it highlights only the things that are for grenades. So I know that those passive points out of the entire passive tree are for my build. right? Same thing if I choose to say, I want to play a minion build. Okay, well, realistically, if you play a minion build, all you do is choose these fucking nodes and you win. So, you know, you do that, you choose which, you choose all the fucking minion nodes, and you're good to go, right? Pretty easy. But you can type in the tags of what you want, like projectile. All right, it's highlighting all of the projectile. And so all of these little things right here that allow you to simplify a tree that has a bunch of different options for basically anything. An example of why right here at the beginning of the duelist tree, or I'm sorry, not the duelist. This isn't POE 1 of the mercenary tree. You have dual wielding. Okay, so as a mercenary, maybe you choose to dual wield and you have 2 daggers or 2 maces or whatever the case may be. Okay, there's dual wielding stuff that's right there. There's build up, there's life lead, like there's all these different little nodes that are all around the tree that you can choose. And generally speaking, up to probably level 40, you can pick something like projectiles, fire, grenade, crossbow, staff, bow, whatever, critical, anything like that, and you can just go for those nodes and you'll kind of do all right. And yeah, going to max roll is a lot to figure out. The thing that helps the most is in PoE 2, for right now anyways, my best suggestion is if you want to do a build and you want to do... Are there actually any unarmed nodes? I actually haven't seen. There's only one unarmed. Okay, so it's still just Hollow Palm. That's kind of bad. Okay. Anyways, like if I want to look at critical, it tells me all the stuff that I need for that. Now, here's the thing that's also different from PoE 1. There are no life nodes, so to speak, where you just get maximum life. You don't have to ever do that. Instead, all you got to do is you can get defenses and stuff, but you don't ever get life from your tree. Anything that you see in there is for leeching life, for low life, for full life, anything like that. But you don't actually need to get your life from your tree like in PoE 1. PoE 1, it is fucking mandatory to do that. In PoE 2, it is not. Alright, we'll play. So I've played a little bit. I am past the opening area. And I managed to get the loot for the ladies so I could get my things. And we are just going to... Okay. It looks really intimidating. It's far less intimidating when you really break it down, though. I promise it's less intimidating than that. PoE 2 is a lot easier to get into, in my personal opinion, than PoE 1. PoE 1 has a lot of bloat. Just from being around for so long, and there's so much to learn and understand. And also there's things like skill links. So in PoE 2, your gems are the ones that have the links. So if I look here, so like I have 2 links that are right here straight away, and you can get up to 6 supports for your skills. So you're not limited to just 2 things to change what your skills do. You can go to the fucking moon with this shit, right? The problem is to get your 6th is very, very difficult. That's very expensive or very rare to get. You'll get your 5th pretty quick. But when you're doing PoE 1, if you don't know what you're doing, it can be very difficult to get to that point. Especially if you don't do trade. PoE 1 is the type of game that you play PoE 2 first, and then you go back and you realize how things work. PoE 2 is also available for free right now for for this weekend, so I do strongly recommend checking it out. The game feels less, it feels a lot less like Diablo and more like a Dark Souls version of an action RPG with the dodge roll, stuff like that. Like, it really does feel like that, finding opportunities and bosses to hit them. You don't have immediate screen-wide clearing shit like you do in PoE 1. So it's a time. Strongly recommend it. Is the game supposed to be free-to-play at some point? It 100% will be free-to-play at some point. I have just spent so much money on the game that I got my key for free. Because, like, well, you've spent, like, fucking $3 grand on this game over the lifetime of it being out. We're just going to give you a key for free. I think anybody that spent over $500 over a lifetime got the key for, or they got it for free. Come on, grenades. I really need my grenades to blow up faster. Alright. Trash. Oh, rarity. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. But yes, the game will be free at some point. I just don't know when. At 1.0, whenever that is. Right now they're in 0.4. So every class that's in PoE 1 is going to be added into PoE 2. So the Marauder, the Templar, all that shit, they're all going to be in here. Ooh, support gem. Alright, real quick, I'll show the support gem. So, by default, when you guys first play the game and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, which, if you haven't played Path of Exile before, pretty fucking high. Am I AI or am I real? I think I'm real. So, what you can do is, whatever skills you choose, it'll give you, and it's a lot better this time, it'll give you recommendations on what to choose for that skill from your tier 1s all the way to your tier 5s. So it's really useful to be able to do that. Now, if you want to be able to figure out and do things on your own, you can by clicking on all gems, and then you can look at every single gem that's in the game as to how to modify your shit. I do not recommend doing that unless you know exactly what you are doing. Okay, this needs something. I just don't know what I want it to be. I think I'll go with multi-shot. Yeah, that works. The other big change, to those of you that also don't know, is for a while, PoE 2 limited you to only having one support gem of each kind in your gear, and that is no longer a thing. You can have as many, you can have the same support gem on every single skill if you'd like. Sprinting also, for those that care, sprinting is also feels weird. I don't find myself, it just doesn't feel right. Scripted. I need to find these fucking tools so I can start deconstructing my gear. Yeah, this there's so much depth to Path of Exile. It's just nuts. I mean, as you can see from the fucking skill tree alone. My build, by the way, I'm doing Gemling Legionnaire for quality abuse. We're going for rapid shot into the incendiary shot rounds and grenades. There's some stupid asshole that usually plays Diablo that was trying to make a guide on how to do the same thing, but with a tactician. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. The tactician doesn't... Your ballistas don't consume your heat. You have to actually consume it yourself. And the Gemling gets 16% quality from your tree. You get from your ascendancy. You get 5% from your the tree now, and then you can get 20% by default on your gem. So you can get, what, 30 or 41% quality? Yeah, 41% quality by default. There's another gem that is out there, Diala's Curse or something like that. It's one of the new supports, and you can get up to 51% quality. So whatever quality gives you on a skill, you can 2.5x it pretty much. And that's what you can get out of it. It's nuts. Ooh, Artificer. That's big. I don't have... Gem. We're gonna go get a rune. You did good, bro, before on Menace Crew? Yeah. It's gonna be something. Do they have Shadow yet? No, they do not have Shadow yet. Shadow's not in the game. I wish that was. I think it was when the Awakeners were first introduced into the game. So when Sirius and all that shit, I played a Venom Geyer or Kobalash poison assassin that did some crazy shit. That was actually the first and only one that I cleared an Uber boss on. Just because I like to homebrew all of my builds. I don't like to look at build guides or anything. Just because it's just the way that I am. Oh, great. Yep, there's this crash that happens all the fucking time. At least on my GPU. Oh, it didn't actually crash. Cool. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. Fire damage. Fire damage. Yeah, that's gonna be better. I totally forgot what I was saying. Thanks, ADD brain. Oh, Shadow. Yeah. No, so Shadow used to be really good. Assassin's now garbage. Trickster, I think a lot of people use, but yeah, homebrew builds is all I really do. I just don't want to follow someone else's build guide of what somebody else says is really, really good, and then you look at the gear and you're like, oh yeah, you need several fucking mirrors in order to play that thing. I'm not about that. How many screens do I have? 1, 2, 3, and then there's a fourth that I don't have hooked up.
Don't do this. Stop. Just wait. Surely we can.
No escape. Not this time.
All right.
Great will take you, bastard.
This is personal.
Kill the criminal. The guillotine drops.
Not yet.
Kill the criminal.
Wait a sec.
Criminal! The guillotine drops.
That one was for me.
All right. I'm keeping that fucking helmet. That's a crazy good helmet. I do want to do a minion build. Definitely not now, but that's a really good one just to start with. Shit. Alright, yep, I know. Oh, I need to get his tools. They're going to be over this way, I think, based on the map. Only 3 monitors. Yeah, I really like having 3 monitors. It makes sense to me. It allows me to actually lay things out and feel like I have space, even though, you know, it's not really true. Okay, there's a drop somewhere. That had to have been the tools. That means I'm close. They're gonna be around this corner, and they're gonna be in here. Yep. Doesn't this thing drop an artificer orb now? Or was it the chest that does that? Yeah. I think there was a gnat that got into that one. We're gonna drop that one so we can get this. And the boots. Let's check the boots so we get anything decent. Those are shit. But we can actually or break all of this shit now, which is great. First character was Poison Fire Shadow, no guide, messed up real bad, 41, couldn't pass trials. Yeah. In POE 1, it's really easy to fuck up. In POE 2, it's a lot harder to fuck up. I have found that there's quite a bit that
You found my
there's quite a bit that you can do to get away with like not being optimal. Leveling trash, that goes in there. What are you gonna give me? Oh, shit. Fuck. Alright, there we go. Rapid shot, thank you. Armor piercing rounds, yep, go fuck yourself. Rapid shot, we are on a roll now. Multi-shot, yep, and rapid attacks is what we're doing. Being a little menace.
Hello.
Okay.
Be careful.
Yep. Fuck yourself, lady. Okay, so all this is shit that I need to disenchant. I guess salvage. Why can I not? Oh, that was one that I was working on. Yeah, fuck it. The fact that you have to wait this long to get the salvage bench is kind of dumb. Yeah, and I'll just disenchant that. Sorry, I just have a stash to do this with because I didn't have access to it before. And we'll level up. That didn't belong in that bin. That good in leveling trash. Okay, boom. I will admit that having stash tabs fucking matters. Artificer Orb. Don't need that on anything else. Cool. We're clean. We are clean. You.
These are just
Let's
some
get
odds and
a
ends of
stack.
mine.
Alright. Then we go back. Base GF. Yeah. No, she's fantastic. Skill points. So I have a philosophy when I play these sorts of games. Now, you can take it or leave it. There's a lot of people that play a lot of different ways. The way that I do things is I have to travel so far in my tree before I can start taking damage. Early on, it's safer to travel than it is later, because later on, as I'm leveling, I'm able to actually get I can get power every single level instead of needing to travel and have my power stagnate. Because early on, your gear, your weapon matters a lot more. There's a lot of things that you can do to get power very early on that aren't just stat bonuses. And all of your bonuses of like 12% increase or whatever aren't going to matter because your base numbers are so low as it is. Personally, this is just my philosophy. I believe in traveling to the nodes and to where you need to be first. So before I can start taking any of these nodes, right, I need to travel here and here. So we still have at least 3 levels. I know there's some fucking passive points that I can earn, but we have at least 3 levels. 3 levels before I can start taking that. If I really wanted to be a nitpicky asshole, we'd probably take 3, 4, 6 levels if I wanted to go and get that cluster as well. But basically, I'm going for the grenade shit right now. I'm going for crossbow. I need to get blind on hit. Blind is huge for survivability. I want to get grenade detonation time reduced by a lot, and then I want to do the cooldown use and recovery rate for grenades, because that's all that that's a big source of my damage, especially now. So, yep. Okay, sweet, that works. Alright, so just to explain the build that I can do now. Pro gun, by the way. Thanks, dude. Really appreciate it. So, the way that my build works, I have this skill right here that's called Rapid Shot. And the concept is as you fire, in the top left corner of my screen, that's not the right one, you can see there's a number that's going up. Alright, now if I shoot grenades, that number goes down. And the grenades, based on that skill, they gain extra, they get 50% more damage as fire if I use it when I have at least 15 heat. And then same thing with incendiary shot, is you get 50% more for your ignite magnitude. So you do a shitload of more damage using incendiary shot if you consume heat. So the goal is you want as much attack speed as possible to shoot as many attacks as you can from rapid shot, so that you can build up your heat as fast as you can before you dump it with grenades. And I'm using explosive grenades, and I'm also going to be using cluster grenades for it. Now, I can't use the new cannon. I can't use the new mortar cannon that exists because the AI does not take away from my heat. So that doesn't work. There's people that made fucking builds on it, and it is wrong. It doesn't work. You need to cast skill yourself. So that's why we're going gemling. And the reason, so with gemling, I get 15 heat as quality. So at 20% quality, I get 15 heat. That's the maximum. I can then get that. What's 2.5 times that? I don't know. At least 37, 40 heat at max. Like it's gonna be fucking crazy. In theory. The best part too is that I can fire my rapid shot at the same time as shooting the grenades. So I can do both and be dumping my... Oh. I shot too much without... Yeah. So I need to manage my heat better. I don't think it ignites either. Oh, no, it does. Okay. So 30 heat's my current max. Alright. Good to know. What is that thing? It is after my dick. Holy shit. Alright. One other thing that I should mention too, anyone that is downloading the game and is about to play it, do yourself a favor and love yourself. Go to filterblade.com or filterblade.xyz, I believe it is. You can just Google Filterblade, you'll fucking find it. Filterblade is what you use in order to have an item filter. There is so much dog shit that drops in game, and you can use that to customize what you have so you're not just overloaded with just a bunch of garbage on the ground and being really frustrated. So I do strongly recommend that you do so. It is the biggest quality of life change that you can ever get in Path of Exile. Yeah, just go and download Filterblade. Do yourself a favor. Love yourself. Do not be frustrated endlessly. If I get close, I can use... Yep. Also, the other thing I should mention too is the game plays exceptionally well on a controller. Unlike Path of Exile 1, that is a very frustrating time with the controller, Path of Exile 2 plays pretty well. I would actually recommend it. I need so much more attack speed. I know, I'm still fucking early, but... think I need chain because my clear. Ooh. Ooh. Piece of candy. I need that. Okay, and rapid shot. So fire attunement, rapid attacks. Okay. Oh, gamble shot would be fucking great. But I don't have it yet. Okay, that's fine. We'll do this. We're gonna replace multi-shot, so we can shoot even faster. Yeah, that feels better.
Rapid fire!
Yeah, thanks for the sub, man. Yep, and there I am, not paying attention to my fucking heat. Is it here? Yep, here we go. Okay.
This place is right fancy.
All right.
Gold is wasted on the rich.
We're breaking through. The problem with me in playing POE is a lot of times I really like playing minion builds, and it took a lot to not do a minion build again. I know people probably enjoy doing that, and also seeing how easy it is to play minions, but I just didn't want to do it yet again, and I know that I can always play it if I want to. I don't know if I'm getting baited by the gemling though, and quality.
Eat this! Need a sec.
Oh, oh, fuck. Overheated. Or a gem cut his prisms. Oh, that's what I wanted to see. That doesn't have minion anything. What is this? Level 10. Is that sturdy? It is. Alright, let's see. Alright, cup the nuts. 1, 2, shoe nice. And that's trash. Hey Jay, thanks dude, I appreciate it. I certainly hope you enjoyed today's release. I know I had a lot of fun doing it. There is going to be more. There's always going to be more. Alright, the act boss is down there. So we're almost through the first act. Where's the fucking candle thing? Is it on this floor? I think it's on this floor. Maybe I'm stupid. A lot of these floors kind of blend together, so I don't really remember. I'm not one of those people that just spent a shitload of time speed running this shit to prep for this league, because I knew that I was gonna have a chance to. All right. All right. We'll kill this fucker. You hurt?
What sickness has come among us that so unsettles our minds? It sits poised to strike. Nowhere is safe.
Yep.
Is dangerous.
Wow, tier 2? Okay. What do you got? Holy shit, for leveling, that's actually pretty good. Tier 2 indeed. Fuck. Let's regal it. I need to get piss. Still a decent bow. Maybe I'll keep it for something. I don't know. That is...
I need to read a book or two.
Oh, well, yep. Alright, so I need to be smarter to use that. Cool. So for whatever I cook up next, yeah, it's going to be something. I am... At some point this weekend, I know we're going to make some more stuff. Right now, I don't know exactly what that looks like. But we are going to keep making stuff. It's going to be a good time. I'm really excited to keep doing things. I do feel some time pressure, to be perfectly honest, and the time pressure mainly comes from I don't know how long that Google is going to keep VEO 3 fast free for. So if it's as long as it's free, I can pump out content left, right, and center. Right now, I have like creative fatigue of deciding where I want to go next with everything. But the other part too is I don't have I don't have anything that I immediately have a concept for that I really need to do. That I want, like I need a little bit of time, like a day or two before I actually work on it. And like I get it. And the sentiment is going to be, well, take your time, we'll be here when you are. And, like, I get it, and I respect that. The problem I have is the being able to use VEO 3 fast for as many generations as I want is a pretty big fucking deal. And losing that means that videos will be significantly shorter. We would not have gotten that a Tectone episode at 17, almost 18 fucking minutes if we hadn't had VEO 3 fast. Just saying. So, if Yeah, I don't know how long they're going to keep it free for. Otherwise, that video probably would have been a $600 or $700 video with how much we generated in order to make it work. Easy $600 or $700. This pressure on shoulders. It like there is, and the issue is less of. I don't feel necessarily a pressure from the audience to get it done because you guys are really cool about it in the first place. I feel more of a pressure from I don't know how long this free period is going to be for VAO 3 Fast. I know they're not going to do that with quality, but I don't want to only have created one video while it's free. And an easy thing that I can do is like at the beginning of each stream where I have the stream bumps and I have the stream starting soon pages. Like those are really easy to do and to create. Like that's not a fucking problem. And I'm going to make some more for different things that I do. But I just want to make sure that I capitalize on the moment with VAO 3 Fast while I can. I guess that's the best way to put it. I did want to be further along today, and I wanted to stream earlier today, but I did have my daughter, so I had to wait until she went to bed before I could start doing stuff. I don't have her next weekend, so we're going to be doing some shit next weekend. Limitation set because of paywalls? Yeah. Yeah, there's really nothing that I can do about it. And I don't have a source of income at the moment, which is a big problem that I am trying to do what I can to resolve. And so if there's paywalls on things, if that becomes more of a thing, then yeah, content is going to unfortunately stop for a video. I will always be able to do the music stuff because I am not actually limited for music. We're going to start getting some damage into grenades so we can get the second time activation. Actually, hold on. Let me think about this. What do I want to do? Increased area of effect. That's increased detonation time. I do not want that. I need a reduced detonation time. That's the only one that I can get. Let's just cool down. Yeah, I think we're going to go down this way so we can get grenades activated a second time before I travel a little bit more over this way. It's not going to be too big of an issue because I get the 2 skill points pretty quick for weapon swap passive, so I'm not worried about it. Alright. We're almost at the boss. There he is. You're gonna get fucked up. Hopefully, I'm not the one that gets fucked up in this one. We'll see.
Easy prey. Run, little rabbit.
Oh.
Enough. Easy prey. Brianna, open the cage. Release the beast. Give me what you promised.
Nope, nope, please.
I expect so much more. Since you are too weak to do the job, I'll find someone who can. Goodbye.
You manipulative whore! How dare you abandon me after all I've given you!
Alright.
Killing Frost. I will take out your heart and savor each this! Your pulse quickens. The eternal impure. With bloodlust empowered. Our Ezri endured. But soon all were devoured. In unending war. Death waited at the door. Then hour by hour, men fell as summer sound. Killing frost. Solstice of pain. I will take out your heart and savor each month.
Nope. Ah, fuck. I was an idiot. Any of these builds, man, they're all just, it's always fucking rough. That's what I get.
I'll remove your head myself.
You can bloody well try.
Easy prey. You will falter.
Here it comes.
Run, little rabbit. First one's high. Freezing gale. I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Solstice of pain. As night falls,
Okay.
winter's chill
More time.
sought the unworthy. Through an endless night, they wither and tarry. Forsaken frosts, as cold as death, of Bale's misery. The pack won't forget. Solstice of pain. I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Freezing gale.
Alright, there we go. I just fucked up the last one. I just stood in a stupid circle that I shouldn't have stood in.
Allow me to clear your mind madness. It consumed my being.
The fights in this game are fun. I have so much fun playing these games.
Where has she taken the beast?
There's like, man, you're not going to get this in Diablo 4. You're just not gonna get a boss fight, like something that feels like a fucking boss fight in Diablo 4.
But first, please stop.
I can't skip this, otherwise I would.
As you wish.
No room.
Must make haste.
Ooh, tier 2 crossbow. Give me that. Let's see. That's tasty. I like that. I do. It's way better. I just need to regal it and hope that it doesn't suck dick. This, what is this? Plus 5 of dexterity against evasion. Yeah, fuck it. 5% attack speed's not gonna do shit. Alright. Tower shield. Yeah, okay.
Gotta stay quick on my.
There we go. Alright, so we killed boss. Going to Act 2. I need a regal orb. That's what I need.
We can find.
Yeah, I don't care.
Good luck.
Did I miss any? Okay, I need. Where's Una? You're gonna sell me your
Good to see you.
disenchant. Disenchant. Boom, boom. And that one.
Stay safe if you can.
Okay. Leveling trash, that and that. That can be really, really good. That has rarity, mana, and yeah. I just need to get a little more intelligent. Not quite there yet. I don't have, okay, hold on. 3 items and I can get that. What 3 items are just trash that I can get rid of? That is trash. That is trash. And that. We'll do that. Okay.
Hello.
Sorry. Yeah, we'll do that. Here. Boom. Currency. Regal. Crit damage bonus. Not a bad addition. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Do I play Tarkov? I do indeed play Tarkov, John. I am so sick and tired of people cheating that I usually play PvE or SPT. The problem with Tarkov is I don't have the time to be really, really good at it as much as I enjoy the game. I don't, like, sure, right now I'm unemployed and I can get really good at Tarkov, right? But I have a kid and a girlfriend and other stuff that I'm doing, so I can't just get good at a game like that. As cool as it might be. Just being completely fucking real about it. You know, I don't mind doing something in, like, Path of Exile, right? Because Path of Exile, I have, I don't know, I think 7,000 hours combined between Path of Exile 1 and 2. So it's a game that I know, and it doesn't expect a lot from me, if that makes sense. Whereas in Tarkov, it expects the fucking world from you. Now, that is me saying that when when we get 1.0, yeah, I am gonna play launch. Like, who the fuck isn't gonna play? Who isn't gonna play that shit at launch? So I am gonna play Tarkov 1.0, but like right now and the way it currently is, nah, I'm good. Like, if you can guarantee that someone's not going to zip-zop around the fucking corner and delete me when I have a whole bunch of shit in my fucking... on me when I'm trying to extract and also complete quests at the same time, like, I know that's not a reality for the full game, but if I lose to somebody because they're better than me, great. If I lose to somebody because they just want to be a hacking little piece of shit, I'm not okay with that. And that just gets me super, super, super salty. Look at chat here in just a second. Give me a moment. No, I'm not going to slam it. You want ladders to be real? Yeah. Yeah, it's just the sweats that make the game really awful, and that I can respect sweats, like having a thing, but have your own deal. Like, I don't want it to be that guy, but like there needs to be a quote unquote dad mode in there where you're not gonna always be queued up against people that know life Tarkov all the time and then have secondary accounts that they use just to fucking smurf. Like, I don't want to be the guy that says, yeah, we need to have it, but it's the game just isn't fun if you don't know exactly what you're doing. You don't have, you know, optimal stuff. You don't memorize all the different ammo types for all the different guns and all of that. I'm just not gonna. I know what I know about the guns that I like, but outside of that, I don't, you know, or the spawn rates of each fucking like hidden stash, things like that. I'm just not about it. But ladders, honestly, a ladder or ranked thing, I think would probably do okay in a set, or something to put you up with people that are closer to where you're at, I guess. I just don't want to always be matched with fucking sweats, and it's irritating. And like if we're talking about a game like Battlefield, doesn't really have this problem, right? Because you're playing with, you know, 64 other people on your team, or 63 other people on your team, and then another 64 on the enemy team. So chances are pretty good that there's going to be equal levels of retardation. It just depends on whether or not your team is going to be able to be less stupid in doing the objectives. That's kind of all that it really comes down to in there. Just because it's equal opportunity stupid. Whereas when you play Call of Duty or something where things are more on the line, like a Tarkov, it gets pretty frustrating pretty quick. So that's just kind of how I see it. That's also a big reason why I enjoy games like not Escape from Tarkov, like Arma and stuff like that, because it's all about the camaraderie and the coordination in completing a task, rather than, you know, who's the sweatiest at the game. You mean physical letters? Oh. Well, yeah, that too. I feel like there's enough problems with verticality that would just add a bit much, but I don't know. I'd certainly be in favor of something in that regard. There's a lot of things that people have done with mods. That's also why SPT is so appealing, is because the mods that people have come up with are just out of this world amazing. There's for example, there's one mod that I really enjoy that BSG has been saying that they wanted to have for a long time, but they've never done, where you can actually, on the rail itself of the weapon, you can adjust the physical location of where something is. So, for example, you can put a light extra far forward, still on the rail, but extra far forward so you don't get as much shadowing of your suppressor, or with an IR laser, something like, or IR illuminator. You can also do it with optics, so you can adjust the eye box to be exactly what you want. It doesn't really matter with collimators, you know, with your red dots and whatever, but with your actual scopes, you can make a good argument for it. That doesn't provide any actual benefit besides your light placement, I guess, so that you don't have that shadow from a suppressor on there, and then also your eye box that you have for a given optic. So that's kind of the way I look at it. It's neat. I think it's a really cool option. FOV fixes and stuff, and the VR one, I have done the VR mod, and it is a really cool experience. I think it's a really cool thing. Again, I don't think that's something that BSG will ever do, so that's why I think that SPT will forever have a place, unless they decide to fully endorse it, which I also do not see them doing. Oh shit. We have our first level 2. What's the most frustrating thing that I have right now? That's really fucking cool, and I would like to get that, but probably short fuse would be the best thing. I think we're gonna do that. Get rid of the area of effect for now. We'll get it later. Yeah, there's a lot. There's what is it? WTT Armory that adds a shitload of different guns to the game, and just adds just more stuff to loot. It does dilute the looting pool, but that's kind of the point. But you know, if you want an M249 and you want to make it a fucking super shorty, go for it. I don't know. There's just neat things that people have made in general that I think is pretty cool. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that's not balanced right because some people just want some really cheaty things. But in general, the modding community is awesome and have really shown what Tarkov can be with the right sort of creative mind behind it. There was the like the armor plate mod. That was actually from a mod originally, and that made it in the game. So they care about it, but I don't know. Grenade damage, and then second time. That's what we want. Isn't there like a little outpost around here somewhere that gives you another support gem? I need that support gem too. That short fuse feels so much fucking better to use. He plays, yeah, 37 mods, tons of guns, mostly more traders with quests. Yeah, whenever I do SPT, I usually do a lot of, as many guns and attachments as possible, because the biggest thing that I really enjoy in Tarkov is just the gun porn. I just want to play with more guns, with more attachments, more cool stuff, and just make things, because that's just what I'm really into, right? And holy shit, that's a pretty decent staff. I can't do Falling Thunder yet, and I'm already too deep. But yeah, gun porn is the best way to describe it. It is. And I usually just go after mods that enhance that. But there's a couple traders that I usually do with quests that add a few things. And some of the items come where you have to actually have the fucking traders. So, you know, you're stuck with getting the traders anyways. As far as, like, additions, it'll usually be... It won't be anything major. It'll be something like extended raid timer, things like that, or extended wounds. Nothing too crazy, but guns are usually what I care about adding more than anything else, just to have more options and cool things to play with. I think that because there's so many options, I think that's why I like it, and I think that's also why I like Last Epoch and Path of Exile, because you just have options. You're not limited to something, you know, some small little fucking twig and going a very specific thing. You can experiment and do whatever the fuck you want, and I think that's really cool. And I think that's why I like it. Let's see. I have rapid attacks and chain. I don't think I want to change anything there. I think that's fine. Incendiary shot. Fire attunement can go away, and I can get fiery death. I think that'd be really good. 30% less reload. We do fiery death. Let's see how that feels instead of fire attunement. And then, yeah, we'll get up the shot. I just rolled into the boss fight without even thinking about what I'm doing. And people making Tarkov AI vids that are pretty funny. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, the only Tarkov person that I actually watch that I think is funny is Burnt Peanut. Everyone else is just too fucking try hard, in my opinion. Like, you know, all power to them for doing whatever they're doing and being who they are, but Peanut's the only one that I've seen that actually is like funny about it. Everybody else is just way too up their own dick. Hey Wolf, how's it going, dude? Skill gem, what can I upgrade? View. Alright, we got snaky snacks. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. It was pretty good. Yeah, I'm very happy with how it came out. I know that I could. There's a lot more that I want to do live. It's just making sure that I can get it all done. And the real trick is when I do things live for creative purposes,
Never thought I'd
it's
work
a lot
for
of just
America
making
again.
sure that
Bloody hell.
it's kind of difficult because I know there's a lot of people that want to support it, but they also don't want to be. They also don't want to be spoiled with things. Yeah, I would strongly recommend learning as much about AI as you can because there is a
Who goes there?
immeasurable depth of
need to
shit
rush.
that you can learn. And it's so fucking cool.
All right.
Spell damage. Is that good? Why is it expensive? Because that looks really good. So why is this expensive? The spell damage? Impressed with how much capability it has? Yeah, no. Like, it's... What AI can do now, it's intense. Like, compare what you could do a year ago to now, it's not even comparable. An example. Last year, I think it was in November, I wrote a script for Python. Oh, well, Asobi found me. I wrote a script in Python that would allow me to merge PDFs together, or merge and sort PDFs with an Excel file as like the key. And that took a lot to get done in November for a very simple, barely better than command line program. Okay? I recreated it in April. And it did it in about 4 hours, 3 hours, something like that, instead of 2 weeks of fighting with AI to get what I wanted. And it was way faster and way better and way more accurate. And it was to the point where I integrated it into my workflow, and I saved myself 10 hours of work, manual work, a week by using that program. So, like, just that is insane. AI music. Let's see. Yeah, AI music getting to where it is, like all the songs that are in the latest video compared to what AI music was even in, March. It's insane. The fact that AI don't understands fingers better now. It's and it was struggling heavily with that as of like March, or yeah, even in March it was struggling. It was only in May when Veo came out, and it completely upended everything in regards to video generation. Absolutely wild. And so, like, we're at the point where things have progressed so much that it feels like AI has been this way for years, when the reality, it's only been this way for a matter of months. So it's just crazy. Okay, I can use multi-shot here, and we'll use fire attunement. Okay. Asobi, by the way, if you're watching, I don't know, I don't see you in chat. If you do make a guild, throw me an invite. It'll be the bongs. You're seeing more AI music everywhere you look. Well, okay. Here. Well, we got to Act 2. We got to the Land Cruiser here. We're gonna deviate for just a moment. And we're gonna go here and okay. So here's why. If I have an idea for a song, I'll go for it. But for example, right before stream, I wanted to have just a background bump. Okay, and so I came on here into Suno, and I said killer lo-fi track that would be an amazing background bump, danceable top hit banger. All I did. This is what we got. No production necessary, just an idea. Throw it at the fucking wall and make it happen. Do I type it up in the same way as other types of generations? In Suno, okay, so the real deal with Suno, when you're doing it, you really need to be there's three things that you really want to touch on, generally speaking, when it comes to your style prompts. It's not a surefire way to have a banger, but usually it's a pretty good way of getting there. You want to have your genre, you want to have a feeling or emotion, and then describing the track in a conceptual way. So, for example, you can use natural language, like where I put here is a killer lo-fi track that would be an amazing background bump, danceable, top hit, banger. Right? So I describe the style or the genre by saying killer lo-fi track. So it's going to take that and it's going to try and find things that'll match it. It'll look for what other people have described as killer lo-fi tracks. You know, look at background bump, things like that. Danceable is a pretty good thing to put in there just to make sure that if you want it to be a dance song, that it's a thing. Top hit, it'll tend to pull from tracks that it was trained on that were like chart toppers. And then banger is just some flavor text I put in there. So, do I have a list of AI resources I use for music, video, and other? Well, excuse me. I use Google Veo for all the video content, and that's all the dialogue, sound effects, all that. That's all done in Veo, so I don't actually fucking do anything extra for that. That's also why Veo is so good and appealing, is it does everything for you out the gate. For music, I only use Suno. I have tried Udio, Riff Fusion, everything out there. Cannot compare. It's not even fucking close. You cannot. There isn't a competitor to Suno. It just doesn't exist. There's nothing else. It can pump things out super great. Like here for example, last night, the last thing that we did before we created the episode is I forgot I didn't remaster Legal Mindset's thing. I still had a placeholder of his intro music. And I didn't know if that was copyrighted or not, but I didn't want to fuck around and find out and get a strike or anything like that. So instead, we decided to say, let's make a track. Somebody in chat said, hey, let's make Jewish shekelcore. And this is what again, that is all that the prompt is. And then the lyrics, I just prompted lyrics of a song about Jewish lawyers fisting your wallet. Again, it didn't think it would generate, but it did. And this is what we got. Okay, so now Jewish sheklecore is now a fucking genre. Thank you very much, Brad. I believe that was Brad that gave that suggestion. So, yeah, that's the thing. So, Veo through Google. That's Veo 3, not 2. 2 is trash. Veo 3. Suno for all of the music. And then any sort of image generation, I use OpenArt.ai. Now, the reason I use OpenArt.ai for all of the image generation is that's just the one that I've been loyal to and what I've really used, and doesn't have a lot of safety restrictions for some of the other generations that I've done in the past. And no, it is not for NSFW stuff. Yes, it is capable of doing that if you choose. However, I primarily go for it because my stuff tends to be on the edgier side, and just to make sure that I don't get censored by the platform itself, I go with that. If you do get censored, then it's blocked by the model itself. But you have every model out there: Flux, GPT Image 1, Nano Banana now, which is from Google. It's crazy good. You have all the Google models, so you can just choose whatever you want. You can also do Veo inside of OpenArt.ai if you would like. I know people say that Kling is pretty good. That Kling is fucking trash. Kling 2.1 Master was like, oh, it's a competitor to Veo. It's not. It's shit. It's like shit. It was a stream a while back that I did. And there's no comparing Kling to Veo. It's not even close. So, yeah, it's just Veo, Suno, and OpenArt. That's kind of it. Looks like Comfy has a song generator. So there are free music generators. There are. Getting something on the level of this is going to be very difficult. Here's just a sample. So the song that everybody has been hearing from the new Lobsters for Money song, the Lobsters for Venga, that has been published and is now out there. This, I took the Lobsters for Money song, the lyrics, and then in here I just described what a Venga Boys song sounds like. And this is the very first generation that it even gave me. You're not going to get that in a free generator. It's just not going to have the ability to do that. So, how did I sync my video generations with the music so well? That's just good editing. Every song that I'll pull it up. That is the other tool that I use, is DaVinci Resolve for all the video editing. While that loads, there are also excuse me, there are also a ton of other other generations that I have that I don't ever release, because I'll have a song that's really good and I'll keep generating and see if I get something that's good. I'll change up the genre here and there, see if I get something decent. Like this is I did release this one. So that's out there, but this generated alongside it. Like, there's just so much that Suno does that you just cannot get for free. And it sounds so good. I have to get picky about what I actually get. And it can understand some pretty obscure genres too. Like if I have this one right here. Nope. Like having the cover feature and be able to just say, yeah, let's just generate a bunch of electro house and see what it fucking does, and then we get a Scatman version of the song. Like it's great. It's fucking crazy. Is eventually Resolve free? It is free. So we're gonna open up the Tectone episode. And real quick, just because, well, no, we can't do that. So all of this, so like the intro right here. So like right here, the original clip was him saying fatties, right? I needed to get that sound, right? So I generated it for him saying,
and I mean this genuinely. This place looks like it's for fat.
Right? It cut. We know exactly what Tectone had originally said, but with that, I was able to get the enunciation that I wanted, but we cut A, because it's funny, and B, because we can't actually generate the word. But all of it is just editing and making sure that it all lines up appropriately. Like on the car scene, for example.
Not again. God damn it, Shinya.
So it's just a lot of editing. Now, just to give you an idea of what this would cost if Veo 3 Fast wasn't free. So this scene right here, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clips rapid fire. That would have been anywhere from how many clips did I generate? Does anyone remember? I can't really pull it up right now because it's going to crash all my shit. I think I generated 40 clips or 60 clips of them dancing, and then the car wasn't really a big deal, but like of them dancing and trying to get them, like all these different little things done of them in the car and it coming out right. There's probably 40 to 60 generations of that, somewhere around there. It's a lot. That would have been 40, anywhere from up to $60 down to maybe $30 to generate. It kind of depends, but just for that short sequence, it's expensive. And so I was able to get away with having good editing because I could generate the clips for it, and I could also have such a long thing because of that. So it is what it is. There's a couple editing fuck-ups that I found in here that I wish I had caught. I think there was one right here. Yeah, that was a little black frame right there. I should have caught that, but I didn't. And I think that's because I lined it up with the timeline bar instead of with the clip in front of it. So that was my fuck-up. But yeah, in general, we can see in this clip, like I prompted Veo to have a thought bubble with a green screen, and you can see that right here. You can see the green screen, and then I generated another clip behind that with SpongeBob.
Toad, you are a fucking pussy.
And I put that behind it. So it, like, there's a lot of work that goes into making some of these shit posts, and a lot of these scenes are just, it just gets very expensive very, very quick. Very, very quickly. And if you just see how many like garbage generations that were made from this, and how much storage space that Google has to have now that I've generated all of this garbage on their servers. It's immense. It is going to only get better from here. Yes, this is the worst that AI is ever going to be. Always remember that every single day. But the thing that's just important to recognize is that doing anything like right here, all these quick cuts right here, each of these $1.
Fuck. 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 Fuck.
So when you're looking at generating all of this on your own, Veo 3 Fast being free for the $250 subscribers, which thank you so much for, and you know who you are, for helping out and making that happen. No, it was not Chuck Tone or another creator. It was one of you fantastic, awesome people in chat. But yeah, in general, it was a lot to get this done. I don't even want it. It's probably $800 or $600 episode if I were to go off of how many clips we made for all of this shit and how many we didn't even go for. It's fucking crazy. It's funny when his arms change size. Yeah, and then he always complains that he looks a little small. Yeah. Yeah. No, his reaction was exactly what I was wanting. I didn't for the cars, especially when the car fucking takes off. I didn't know whether he was going to have a really confused what the fuck is even happening, I'm not high enough to comprehend this look, or if he was just gonna die laughing. So personally, I thought that was the funniest fucking thing in the world just to have in there. But it is what it is. And I know he wants another one. So he is going to get a second episode at some point. And chances are I'm not going to give him a heads up this time. I'm not going to drop a trailer. Fuck. Excuse me. I'm not going to drop a trailer when I do the second one. It's just going to come out of fucking nowhere. It's going to come out before his stream at some point. But probably not for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. It's inspiring. Well, I mean, I'm glad that I can inspire people to make stuff. I never thought that would be a role that I would be in. But yeah, Veo is the best for video. Suno is the best for music. And then, I use Resolve for all my editing because it's free. And then OpenArt AI for all your image generation needs. It's the best. Will I add Taylor fawning over Hassan's big head? I don't know who Taylor is. No fucking idea who that is. Did someone mention Brad? Oh, yeah. No, I did. I said, you are the creator of Jewish Shekelcore. That was your brainchild. These blackberries are fucking great. I don't know what kind of fucking streamer am I eating fucking strawberries and blackberries at 10:30 at night. I know blackberries are pretty good. All right. That news lady. What news lady? Who's Taylor? I don't know who that is. I have no concept of who that is. Also, yeah, so just because you guys were fucking awesome, and I just wanted to have an extra special thank you for everyone that has been a Patreon person through everything that's happened. I did put this together. This is not going to be in every single episode. Chances are it'll be far more grouped together instead of just two people at a time. But it was a fun song. I wanted to have the song completely play out, so that's why we did it. But Taylor Lorenz. Okay. Yeah, I got that. All right. That makes sense now. Well, she can simp for him all she wants, but we all know that he's gay for Asmongold, so she's never going to get near him. He is too fucking turbo gay in order to allow anyone near him. In fact, he would probably have more in common with the gay elves on Fent than he would with Taylor Lorenz. Let's be completely fucking real there. Let's see, was there anything that I was disappointed by? Okay. Yeah, so there actually was. I did want to talk about this real quick. Back come from a long day of carbon monoxide exposure and crawling on sharp gravel. That sounds fucking awful. So I'm actually surprised that he didn't pick up on why the Pokemon thing was there. Maybe if I guess I wasn't too on the nose with it. That he doesn't recognize that he has spoken multiple times about how he wanted to be a Pokemon trainer when he grew up. And so he almost killed himself with a butter knife. So yeah, I don't he didn't catch that joke, I guess. And instead he was just super confused by it. Maybe I should have had him holding a butter knife in that one. I don't know. Maybe the next episode is him deciding he doesn't want to be a spy anymore and he wants to become a Pokemon trainer. I had an idea. I have an idea. Hear me out. Okay. This is going to have to wait until after the Nux episode. Nux is going to get his own episode. And then I'm going to do another Tectone episode. The reason it has to wait is because we need more K-Box lore first. And we need more ketamine to be out there. I'm thinking that the next Tectone episode is him as a Pokemon trainer. And he gets the idea because he's with Nux. Nux lets him do. He doesn't know anything about ketamine. He does a line of ketamine, and then it just turns into an anime of Tectone running around doing things with some weird ass dumb Pokemon, right? But it cuts back to footage of him doing stuff. And he's just like ragged as fuck, just like throwing rocks at like homeless people as though he's like deploying a Pokeball or whatever. And then getting fucked up, or like a dog like runs out and attacks somebody and he's like, oh yeah, victory. And the reality is the dog just mauled somebody. But in his little, his ketamine in dream world, he's seeing a little Pokemon go and attack somebody and get them out of the way. And they disappear. Yeah. No. I can do the 2D pixel art. I can absolutely do that with Veo. That's really easy to do. That's not a problem. I think that'd be good. Techie seemed like he was forced to watch it this morning. He was looking forward to it. He was actually genuinely looking forward to it. He was talking about how he kept listening to the song on repeat. So, yeah. I think it would be funny because he didn't necessarily get the joke super hard. We're gonna now really play into it, and then at the end, the ketamine dream is gonna fade away, and he's gonna realize, oh shit, I thought it was a fucking Pokemon trainer. This is bullshit. He gets a butter knife, and I think it'd be good. I think there's some potential with that idea. Don't quite know how it would exactly play out, but I think it's going between his cracked out mind of what's happening and then a really comedic, just like him drugged out, just like wandering the streets, trying to chase after like a butterfly, thinking it was a fucking Pokemon, and throws a rock at it or something. Favorite thing is when he got it. The thanks horror when he got a gamer subs. Yeah. Somebody was saying that it should have been in threes, and he should have said it again. I wanted to, but at the same time, I couldn't think of a way to really shoehorn it in without it feeling forced. It needed to be natural in the storyline, and the two that were in there, they made sense with what was happening. But if I did more than that, I don't think it would have. But I honestly, I can't decide what my favorite sequence is. It's either the Goon Mobile just taking off, because that was a fucking concept, and then there was the this one with the gay elves, and this shit was just fucking. I was dying last night when we made this shit.
Chinese soldiers use Tiananmen Square.
It's still funny.
No one told me it'd be so intense. Never said I would be here again. To where the summer never ends. Smoking leaves, weaving dreams, gay elves on fen. Well, we're gay elves on fen, and we're playing with our friends. There's a party in the twinkle crotch, playing hopscotch, looking up at the stars, consuming our minds by dropping bars with fentanyl, with alcohol, being the gayest people in fantasy, fucking butts and saying no to pussy. Well, we're gay elves on
So good.
fen.
It was so good. I'm so glad that we generated that version of Gay Elves on Fent. I'm so glad that we ended up getting it, even though that was not what the requester had intended. I think that was Berto that requested it be that thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. They used to do a side quest for all the law tubers where they all battle. Here's the thing. If the Nick Rekieta shit was current, I would. Like if he I don't know if he's still doing his just stupid shit, just existing as a dumb motherfucker. But if he still was around more prominently, I don't see many people mentioning him anymore, unless maybe it's on Kiwi Farms. Outside of that, that would have been a really funny arc to play out. But unfortunately, that arc is long gone, and we're just that whole. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of shit that would have been really funny to do. That's just too old to bring back. Like, for example, like the internet blood sports shit. Making fun of Tonka in a fucking wheelchair. Like that would have been absolutely hilarious. The fucking rage pig of Ethan Ralph would have been just hilarious too. There's just so much endless potential with the fucking rage pig every single month doing something, getting his fucking purse stolen in Portugal, all that sort of shit. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that would have been really funny to do with AI video, but it's so old that it's not. It's just it's old enough to no longer really be relevant. It's funny to like mention it in passing, but it's not something that I would be able to just make and have it be something relevant to now. Like all the videos and the content that I've done now is all relevant either to one person or relevant to for what's happening. Like this episode with Tectone is kind of timeless in a sense because it's about gotcha and just dumb shit. But it's not about any particular like specific drama, right? Like or the original 3 Menace Crew or the original 3 AI Asmongold videos. Like those are just quips about what he's done in the past that kind of people just know as like background lore. They have nothing to do with anything in the future. So if people go back and watch them, like they're still kind of funny because they mention things that happen. But yeah. Nick was supposed to start his jail time this month. Wait, he actually got jail time? I didn't realize they were gonna actually do jail time for him. There was something going around for a while. At least, well, okay. So last time I listened about the Ricada case is when Null was doing his whole. He was still on YouTube, or at least YouTube was telling me that he was uploading content. That was they were still trying to see if he was actually going to do jail time or not, and they were the only big reason it was a debate was because of the children. The cocaine and child endangerment. Yeah, like there's a lot of people that thought he should go to jail for what he did, and I firmly believe that he definitely deserves to go to jail for what he did, 100%, without fucking question. But it was mainly a question of whether or not Minnesota was going to do that. So that's the thing. In possession of over 10 grams. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, see, here's the thing. It's not just the fact that it's 10 gram, that it's cocaine and child endangerment. It's also the fact that there were firearms in addition to all of that. Like it was a thing that escalated it for sure. Part of me feels like if the guns weren't in there, it might have gone a little bit different. But I think the guns definitely escalated things to a different level than it otherwise might have gone to. Can we hear that Shekel core real quick? Yeah, we'll do it real quick. And then we're going to keep grinding here in POE. Here you go, Brad. Oh, real quick. 30 days time. 30 days is that's still a while. That's a lot of time. Like 30 days in jail. People don't. I guess people don't really think about how much can go wrong in jail in 30 days that can aggravate a sentence to be significantly longer, and especially somebody that's like him. If somebody else, and also because of who he is, if somebody else knows who he is in jail, he could be there a lot longer. Brad, you're also correct. Jail and prison are also very, very different. The 5 years probation is that's rough. I mean, just like if 5 years probation, that's like my daughter being, a toddler to being in like 2nd or 3rd grade. Like that's a long time to be on probation and a long time that like too many opportunities to fuck up, and he's absolutely the type of person that he is going to fuck up. Like that's a long with what he's been charged with and what he has done, there's no way. I don't think he's going to be able to keep himself clean. Yeah, no, five years probation is, that's a lot. Probation, yeah, it gives you the opportunity to really fuck yourself over. And especially when it comes from a substance abuse perspective, that's a lot. And what he was abusing and how he was abusing, yeah. He can't make a whole lot of money online anymore either, because if you think about it, he doesn't have the ability to stream, because he gets fucking just sloshed so often, and he can probably keep it clean for like a couple months, but for 5 years, with how much he seemed to just be the liquor, and then also the amount of drugs that he was doing with April always on the side, doing shit. Like, I don't believe for a fucking second that he was going to last 5 years of probation. Substance abuse people, I haven't seen. That's 5 fucking years. No way. You used to ask him questions when you first started streaming like 7 or 8 years ago, and he's a totally different person now. Yeah. He still gets less flack than Pirate Downey Jr. Well, the thing is, he got a lot of flack. But it was very hyper-focused and hyper-directed from a very small community. Right? Like, every law tuber was very, very much against him. And they were very, very, very much, they talked about it a lot. Who is the Sean? Sean? Who was it? Who the fuck? What was his channel name? I cannot remember off the top of my head. Big dude, beard. Fuck. Can't remember his name. But, like, he talked about him for a while. Then you had Josh talking about him for a long time. And then, he had endless threads all on Kiwi Farms. And then you had the, Legal Mindset. He did a bunch of stuff on it, too. Like, a bunch of people were just saying, dude, you got to get your shit right. And then Barnes, I think, was the one trying to defend him and say that everybody was wrong. Well, it turns out Barnes was actually the one that was wrong in that instance, because he got proven incorrect in a court of law. So there's that. But it was a thing. But he got more shit from a very focused community. Pirate is getting shit from a very broad community. So that's why it seems so different. So, yeah. Anyways, Brad, we'll play your song, and then we're going to get back to POE.
Got a mortgage, you need to be solved up. Kosher JD. Need a business restructured or dissolved. Kosher JD.
That's here. You know what? Here, it turned out fucking great. Here, there you go. There's the fucking link to it. It's wild. Looks like his YouTube channel was nuked as well. Was it really? Damn, that's okay. I would imagine that having to do that was probably part of some sort of proceeding. There's no way that he just did that on his own. He's too much of a narcissist to not have done that. I mean, well, to just do it of his own volition. It was necessary, just because if he didn't do that, then he was absolutely going to stream again and have been breach of probation, so we know that that was gonna fucking happen. But that's interesting. I just haven't looked into what he was doing. I thought shit got resolved a while ago. When was like all that went down in like last year, I think. So yeah, I don't remember what really happened. I haven't really been keeping up with what happened. So interesting to know what happened with that fucking idiot. But yeah, that's I would do Law 2, but there's no one really doing anything anymore. There's you know, there's no one, there's nothing funny. It's just legal stuff. Like Ricada was, I could make fun of something, but now
Who goes there? Take your time.
I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. All right. I need something. Boots. Yeah. Sliver, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah. It's
Sans guide you.
doing AI stuff is it's a lot of fun.
I am a
The
scout.
biggest thing about AI that I really enjoy is it lets me
So we the trail can.
dive into something and forget about the bullshit that's going on in my life. And it helps a lot. And I am a very big fan of being able to do that, turn my brain off from worrying about everything that I got going on, which is quite a bit, and instead focus on creating something and laughing and having fun. And it also gives me the other perspective and opportunity to let other people, bring some joy to some other people. There's enough just trash in this world. People don't need to hear about my fucking problems. I don't want to just be doom and gloom all the fucking time and say, oh yeah, all this is so bad. I just want to, have fun, give people a laugh and all that. The other thing that I'm also not a big fan of is how many people just want to make everything gated behind either a paywall or something like that. And it's like, dude, this AI shit is a lot easier than you think. I can teach anybody to use any of the software and any of the programs or how to do any of it. What I can't teach you is how to have an imagination. And I think that's just like the only thing that you need to have. If you do not have an imagination, then AI is really not going to be for you. And the creative aspects of AI is not going to really be of use. Being able to use AI is something that anybody needs because it's part of reality and life now. But the creative, the creation, the music, the videos, even in part coming up with ideas for programs, you have to have that imaginative spark. And if you don't, then generating with it is just not going to be good. And do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it for yourself. Just don't make something for somebody else. Like here's an example with the Tectone episode, right? I did that in part for Tectone because he's helped me a lot get to where I am now, which I greatly appreciate. But it's also my style of humor and still my story and just having a great time with it. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, I'm kind of making it so that he can watch it and react to it, and also made it sort of a thank you sort of deal. But I still made it for me because I wanted to see the story and I thought it was funny. So if you go into any AI content creation and you are doing it for somebody else or just for monetary gain, you're not going to get enjoyment out of it. I do it because I have fun with it, and the minute that I don't have fun with it, I'm just gonna stop. Like if I just suddenly just stop having fun, I don't find things funny or enjoyable anymore, I legit will just say, you know what? All right, that's cool. And I will just not do anything else with the YouTube channel ever again, and that's it. I don't see that happening for quite a while. But just, you know, if I don't have fun, like, why do I waste my time with it? Right now, you know, the big reason why I'm not doing it right now is, well, I just finished an 18 fucking minute episode of AI, and I need a little bit before my brain can recharge and come up with something else. You do it for you and hope others enjoy. 100%, absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of all you can really hope for. I mean, I didn't start doing this for any other purpose but that. I mean, that's why I was just making the videos to make them. I had no idea that somebody like Tectone would even watch it in the first place. Like, sure, I bet I can see now that he watched it, because he's gonna watch anything that has himself in it in any, you know, any capacity. So yeah, I can see that, but I didn't get into it thinking it'd get famous. I did it so I could laugh myself, and I can also just share that with other people. Ooh, a fucking spirit gem. Yes, please. You ever get into political debate? No, I don't. Hey, you got me. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. Yes, you are gonna absolutely get more. More is always planned, and I just need right now. My big thing is I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. So that's kind of where I'm at. Ooh, that actually could be really interesting. That needs a shield. Man, this the Ravenous Swarm seems like it'd be really fucking cool to use. I'm really tempted to do a minion character. I'm going to do a minion character, just not now. I want to see if this idea pans out.
Here it comes!
Yeah, I appreciate it. There's going to be lots more content. Unfortunately, we are in a POE 2 launch of the Abyss League. It's the first actual league. The last one that they had of the Wisps, that was just a half-assed micro dick fucking shit thing. The only real thing that they added there was the Huntress, and I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't all of that. Like, yeah, I did the Huntress, but it was kind of lame. But this actually feels like a league. And also the changes that they have to support gems feels really good now. So, very happy. I just don't like that the fucking mercenary doesn't have clear. At least early. You basically are relying on grenades. PoE 2 looks like Diablo 4 on hard mode. PoE 2 is what Diablo 4 should have kind of gone for. Because like in Diablo 4, I can be steamrolling the game with a new character, no gear, anything within a few seconds. and then not give a fuck at all. Maybe you struggle a little bit to get up to Torment 4 if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, but getting there is still pretty easy. And once you do that, like it's a fucking cakewalk. The game drops gear like it's fucking candy. You don't ever really struggle for anything unless it's a mythic unique, and that's kind of it. So it's just it feels like a really shitty game. It just feels like a Fisher Price game. There's no real options for your skills. You basically have one way that you can really play. Anything else is just not good or doesn't really work too well. So, hey Tomcat, thanks dude. I appreciate it. So, okay, here's the thing, right? So we're looking at POE 2 skill tree. Now, stay with me. I know it looks like a lot. I promise it's easier than it looks. The same thing with anything in this world. Things look complicated, but I promise this is easier than it looks. Why do I say that it's easier than it looks? So, right now, my character does two things. I use a crossbow, or I guess three things. I use a crossbow, I shoot projectiles, and I do fire damage. Those are the three core parts of my build that I have. Hate to say it, but I'm a Tarkov guy. I'm a Tarkov guy too. But New League, gotta play New League. I'm not playing. I would be playing Tarkov a little bit here and there on stream, but I'm waiting for 1.0. So in November, we'll play some Tarkov. Right now, it's POE because it's launch day. All right, let me show you how easy it is. All right, so I want to find out what I'm going to do with grenade skills. I type in grenade, and it highlights the things that are only for grenades. You're a PvE guy? I am also a PvE person. I do not have the time, patience, or will to become a super sweat to go against hackers and other super sweats that know the game like the back of their fucking hand, that know every blade of grass, and know just by loading into a map and sniffing their fucking computer monitor, they know exactly which caches spawned, if there's a boss that is already in the map and where they are. I'm not going to get that good. I'm not going to get to that fucking point. I would legitimately rather, just like Eli, shove 5 fucking pickles in my ass than deal with that shit. That sounds like the worst experience known to man. I don't want to do it. Because you're also competing with hackers. Those are the people that tried to be sweats, gave up, got pissed off, decided to buy some cheats, and then they're going to get banned in the next wave. PvE is better for somebody like me that doesn't have all the time in the world, where I can still get the Tarkov experience. Yeah, that's kind of where it is. If I want to play SPT, let you know. Yeah, that sounds good. I'd certainly be down for that. I still would. I'm still waiting until 1.0 before getting back into Tarkov. So, yeah. I am going to be streaming daily until I get a new job. So there's that. But yeah, I just don't have a desire to be that level of just ridiculous. Okay. Anyways, real quick. So we have our skill tree. I'm going for these grenade clusters. I'm going for some of them. Some of them I'm not going for. This one, grenade skills fire an additional projectile. I will take that later, but the 50% increased grenade detonation time, that sounds really terrible. So I am not going to take that node right now. I can take it when I can reduce that cooldown by quite a bit, and then that 50% isn't going to matter a whole lot. Okay, so we have that. All right, so crossbow. All right, so we have crossbow here. We have crossbow down here. All right, cool. I know we're doing well. That has no merit to what we're doing. All right, and then fire. Okay, so we have things like projectile attacks have a chance to fire 2 additional projectiles while moving. That's cool. And if I hold Alt and I mouse over that, it tells me what these actually mean, which is pretty fucking neat. But all right, so there's that. And I can just look at some of these different nodes to see if it's something that I want. Fire, penetrating fire resistance. Yep, that looks good. And so when you look at the tree, it just looks like a lot, but you only really need to focus on things that are going to work for your build and what you're doing. Is really, really simple to get things kind of rolling for a build to begin with. Now, when you do skill, I don't have a skill gem. Let me try and get a skill gem here. But the thing you really want to do is you want to get synergies for how your skills are going to work together. In POE 1, you can absolutely get away with a one-button build, where you just do one thing and only one thing. POE 2, they very much are pushing you in the direction of using more than one button. My favorite build of all time in Path of Exile 1, I cannot do, which is Flicker Strike. And that's basically where you hold down your attack button and you just say, Jesus, take the wheel, and you zip-zop all over the fucking screen, and you clear everything, or you get nuked by some, I don't know, something sneezing on you. But the whole goal of Flicker Strike is more damage, is more defense. So in this, I have a slightly different way that I'm playing, where I'm comboing skills together. So I'm using Rapid Shot. Rapid Shot, if you look in the top left, it builds up heat every time that I fire. And then every time I use a grenade, it takes away 15 heat in order to do more damage. Oh, a lot more damage. If I get to 30, then it'll do more damage with the fire shotgun blast. So the goal of this build is to generate heat, shoot grenades everywhere, and have a good time that way. Now, there are people that are trying to say, yeah, do Tactician. Well, Tactician is garbage, because Tactician relies on you using totems. So that's basically having those little ballista things that pop up on the ground that use your skills for you. The problem with that is that they don't consume your heat. You have to cast the grenade skill or the shotgun blast skill in order to actually consume the heat, from my understanding. This is really what D4 should have been. Yeah, 100%. The other thing about it, too, is your skills. So you have your tree, right? And this modifies how your character does things and what goes on. It's pretty fucking neat. But then you also have your skills. So like Rapid Shot, which is what I'm using to generate my heat. I have support gems in there. So in this, I have it chain, and I have it do faster attacks. Okay, that's pretty fucking neat. And that means, obviously, I attack faster, and when I hit something, it chains. The downside to it is it does less damage, but I don't really care about the damage. I care more about it chaining and igniting things, so there's a dot on the enemies. So there's that. Explosive Grenade. Multi-shot, so I'm shooting 3 grenades at once instead of just 1, and then short fuse, so it takes less time for them to explode. Really, really self-explanatory stuff, but there's a lot of other more complicated ways that you play the game that use a lot more thinking thoughts to get done. But if you really break it down, it's a lot simpler than people make it seem to be, or that it looks like on paper when you just look at the skill tree and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? And your gear does matter. Like, your gear really, really does. But you can craft your gear pretty easy. Well, pretty easy is a very relative term. Oh, I fucked up. So, like, you can have 3 affixes, or not affixes, 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes. Your prefixes are the things that give you the damage. Your suffixes are the things that are going to give you extra things like attack speed, accuracies, attributes, things like that. I'm not going to waste another thing on that. That's not a smart idea. It also does sort of play a little like Dark Souls in the sense that you have an evade that you can use whenever you want. There is no cooldown to it. There is no charge mechanic like there is in Diablo. You can use it as much as you'd like. And you do, in fact, use it frequently. You can use it to get out of a whole bunch of enemies swarming around you. And all sorts of shit. It is also free right now. It is currently free for the weekend, so if you wanted to download it and give it a try, I do strongly recommend it. There is gold in the game, but you only use it for either respecking or getting stuff from vendors. You cannot trade that to players. Instead, you have currency orbs. And these let you do all sorts of cool shit. But yeah, this is free. This is free for the weekend. Currently, this is after the weekend. It is paid access. However, once the game is launched, it will be free. So this entire thing is all going to be free. Path of Exile 1 is already a free game. So yeah, Blizzard, they're just fucking shitty. Jesus, take the inbox. Yeah, real talk. Yeah. Wasteland is an okay game series. I'm not a big fan of Wasteland because just that style of game. Those are the sorts of games that I will kind of admit to. I will usually cheat in games like that because I want to kind of see what the story is like. The combat and turn-based stuff, not really a fan of that sort of gameplay, like the XCOM style. I know there's a lot of people that are into it. Not at all saying that that's a bad way to play games or a bad genre whatsoever. It's just not for me. Is it a decent enough game? It's a pretty fantastic game. I can't. I like playing real-time games. Alright, can we craft this? Alright, we're gonna... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I almost just fucked myself there. Yeah, we're not doing that. And trash. That is not a crossbow I want. It's low level. I need something that's higher. I don't know. I appreciate games like Wasteland 3 and stuff like it. It's just turn-based, XCOM, anything like that. No thanks. Personal preference. Reviewing games is okay. I don't know. I'm too fucking brutal and honest to be someone to review things. People would be very upset with how I talk about games.
I bet a load of weapons came out of this place.
I also can't stand people that review games and don't fully understand what they're reviewing and don't try to get in depth into games that actually need the depth for it. There was an example with POE 2 when it originally released on the early access. I think it was IGN that did a review and they said it was bad and they only got to like level 25 or whatever, and I'm already 19, so I'm getting pretty close. Level cap on it is 100, so it's just a shitty review by somebody that only plays Diablo, and just reviewing it in that lens is just fucking terrible. So I don't know, when people review games, especially something has a bunch of mechanics to it, if I'm going to watch anybody that's going to review something, they better fucking know what they're talking about and what they're doing, because if I can find out more about a game in about 10 minutes than what they're telling me, then yeah, I just completely disregard and ignore somebody for ever doing anything with games. IGN and GameSpot of cancer. Oh yeah, 100%. Absolutely. To me, if I had to pick a gold standard of review, it would be old school Total Biscuit. That dude is still the benchmark for people for reviewing games. I don't think there's anybody else that has gotten close to what he had. And he also is the only person I think that has had extreme and lasting change in the games industry. You know, like how we have FOV sliders and everything that matters. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Hey, Toby. How's it going? You having fun in POE? Oh, that's a good crossbow. That's a really good crossbow. It doesn't have elemental damage with attacks, but... attack speed. You're not having a good time. Why are you not having a good time? Did you pick a shitty build? Did you follow a guide from a fucking Diablo developer, or well, developer, player, something like that? What the fuck did you do to not have fun in this? I'm genuinely curious at this point. Choosing a bad build is a surefire way to get... You don't file gauze, you just don't know what you're doing. Oh, well that's fair. New league builds, single digit IQ, big ass hammer. Yeah, slam as hard as you can is usually a pretty good thing. The new hammer skill actually looks pretty fucking sick. I definitely want to do that one. I don't know when you get that skill, but it looks like fun. Asobi, do you need me to explain how to play PoE 2? I will. Okay. Alright. Let's do this. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I will tell you exactly what to do. Frostfire, hey dude, thanks dude. I really appreciate it. Here's what I'm going to do, just so that all of you guys can see. We're going to re-roll a minion character. Give me just a moment. This build is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I just kind of want to see how cracked minions are this league. I think they're fucking nuts. But I'm going to roll a character really quick. After I kill this boss and unlock this Gamba vendor. And then I will show you exactly how to play PoE. Because it's pretty simple once you understand a few concepts. You got a mercenary too. Last time we got it pretty far. Okay, define pretty far. I like not trying to sound like a dick, but like define like how far you got. Like, did you get to tier 16 maps? Did you get to maps? 'Cause that kind of matters. You got to Act 3, and that's it? Oh, no. Okay, yeah, so you really don't know what you're doing. Okay, that's fine. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. That's like me knowing where to set my expectations of what you would know, which if you're saying you just got to Act 3, then the knowledge on that is going to be nothing. So I now know what to explain and how to explain it. So, no maps. God, alright, you're missing out on the best part of the fucking game. I mean, the campaign is pretty fucking great. It's just, once you play through it a couple times, you're just not about it. Alright, let me kill this stupid boss, and then I'll load up a fucking character. Being able to sprint makes this fight so much easier.
Stand still. One thou please.
I should charge for this. My pockets are full.
Great club. What's this? And that is not terrible. That is actually really not terrible. Alright, let's go back to town. I'm going to put my gems back in the thing and character creation time. Keep dying when you sprint. Enemies trip me and you can't heal and you die. What? New patch added Act 4. It added Act 4 and it also has the 3 mini acts. So there's no more replaying through the campaign. You go through everything all in one go. So pretty neat. Okay, that's decent. I want to keep that. That thing can get nuked. Alright, alright. Okay, character select. Create Abyss. We're going to do the easy mode. Character name. We're going to call this Pickles in my butthole. It's restricted. Pickles in my ass. Alright, that works. Sweet. I also, for the record, I always use WASD move. Really, really good. If you really struggle on keyboard and mouse, it is actually not shame. It is not shame in POE 2 to use a controller, because it actually does play well on a controller. Contrary to popular belief. Alright.
I would appreciate it if you could. Reach, clear, fell. Find.
Okay, so first things first.
The dead rise again.
What are you playing, Asobi? Hey, Jonathan. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. There's not much to explain here just in the beginning, just because we're just trying to get our first skill and trying to get to... Alright. Oh, that's right. We can have... There we go. I don't have a command minion yet? What? Okay, well, we got our 3 minions. Alright, sweet. So you're playing mercenary. Okay. So what kind of mercenary are you playing, I guess? Are you doing grenades? Are you doing... What are you doing? Crossbow. Okay. You're doing explosive gas grenades. Gas grenades are nerfed. But okay. So... There's a couple things that you need to know when you're looking at the skill tree. So there's a bunch of fuck, right? You're like, what am I doing here? I haven't played a minion build since it first launched, and I made a fucking meme. I don't know what I'm doing. But you know how I find out? I go right up here to the search bar. I type in minion. Okay, there's every fucking minion node that I need, or that exists on this tree. Let's see, am I missing anything? Not traveling down there because there's nothing else of value. Okay, so there's every minion thing that I need. Sweet. That looks great to me. Am I going to go energy shield or evasion? Evasion is kind of cracked this league, so can I get evasion anywhere? No, that's minion, so I would have to go over this way to get that. all right, that kind of sucks, but we'll figure it out. Maybe we will go energy shield after all. So what am I going to do alongside them? Am I going to do anything of value? If I do, I'm probably I'm going to go cold. So what can I look for cold skills? All right, there's everything that I need for cold. So at this point, I have an idea of where I'm going to go, and I'm going to I'm going to work off of what I've like looked at and pieced together. I would strongly recommend downloading and using Path of Building in order to actually make your character a little bit better. Very important tool. Probably the most important tool outside of an item filter. Your item filter, please go to, I'm actually going to post a link to it. It is beyond important that you guys have one. Meme all stat merc builds are hitting 6 and 12 o'clock in the first POE 2 look. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's very hard to travel length of the tree. It is. It depends on what you're really going for and how memey your build kind of is. Don't do a meme build unless you know what you're doing. The first meme build that I did was I had to get recoup. I got all of the life recoup nodes, and then I did the Casa Minion Death using the Fire Flower Amulet and Raging Spirits. And so it was using Fireball with Snake Pit to fork off of all of the glaciers from Frost Wall so that you crashed people's instances by summoning 500 to 600 fucking Fireball instances. You threw down Glacier, you threw down Fireball, and it just fucked everything. It was just nuts. Yeah. Item filters. Get an item filter. Item filter is the most important thing that you can have, in my opinion, to help with your playstyle. Now, the thing that they have on there is if you do auto adjust for build, you can actually choose what you're starting with. So, like, if you choose whatever, it'll kind of already choose what filter or what it should have a filter for. And then it'll get rid of all the other stuff, so you never see it in your drop pool, usually. So it's a really good new feature. Speaking of which, give me just 1 second. I'm downloading my filter for my that earlier. I haven't done that yet. 1 second. Okay, downloaded. All right. So yeah, Asobi, if you're doing grenades and you're doing all of that, what you do, you look at grenades. So you just type in grenade, see what works for you, and see all the different grenade skills and where they all are, right? That's the first thing, because that's going to scale your grenade damage. There are some nodes that you need to pay attention to that you don't just select, right? Don't fucking take cluster bombs until you have enough cooldown or you have enough reduced detonation time already. 50% increased detonation time is a goddamn eternity. So do not take that unless you already have significant reduction in the detonation time already. It's things like that you need to look at and you'll play with, and you'll get a feel for it as you play. But it's things like that you need to look at. So grenade, all right, cool. I know that's where I need to go. Crossbow, okay, cool. That tells me crossbow specific nodes. Sometimes there'll be nodes like this that show up, and it's like, okay, that shows up because it's cross strike, not crossbow. But yeah, so cross. All right, cool. I need to know fire. Where's all the fire nodes? Okay, so I'm gonna get some stuff like run and gun. Projectile attacks have 12% chance to fire 2 additional projectiles while moving. That's fucking crazy if you have enough attack speed. In my opinion, I think that could be really, really good. Crossbows do count as two-handed. Yes. So that's the other thing too, is if you look at your thing, or you look at your weapon, you mouse over it, you hold left alt on your keyboard. I don't know what it is on a controller, so I don't know what that is off the top of my head. And you mouse over your item type. It tells you, okay, this says scepters are one-handed weapons that require strength and intelligence to equip. All right, neat. And it also tells me explicitly that I cannot dual wield 2 scepters. Okay, cool. Point taken. Thanks, game. I get it. But if you look at anything else like if you look at crossbows, it says that they're two-handed and they're crossbows. So that means, that means that I can also look at two-handed nodes and get even more damage. And two-handed nodes is a multiplier on top of your crossbow damage. So there's things like that you have to look at and understand. But the game does actually tell you every last bit of information that you need in order to make good choices on your on things. Like, for example, if I hold left alt on this and I don't, what's an attack? What does it consider an attack? It tells you right there what an attack is. It tells you more information on what physical is, what a spell is, critical hit, stun tells you exactly what the different types of stun are. So holding left alt and mousing over one of these right here that tells you what it could have, it's important. Also, the thing here that it shows you is if you hold left alt, it tells you what skills it affects. So, like, if I had a weapon on here and I was doing like heavy strike or something like that, I don't know, I haven't done a melee build, but if I hold left alt and I see here where it says no skills affected, okay, that means it has no value to me whatsoever. And then chaos inoculation just makes your HP 1, but makes you immune to chaos damage. Don't take that unless you have a fuckload of energy shield already. I would probably, to be safe, I'd probably say what? In Yanni, I don't know what you would say. Maybe 4,000, between 4,000 and 5,000 energy shield in order to safely use that shit.
This oozes darkness.
That's for CI. I don't know. That's what I would say. Also, do yourself a big favor and read what your skills do and how they can synergize with each other. For example, Rapid Shot doesn't wind up like it used to. And because it doesn't wind up like it used to, it's instant use. And when you use Rapid Shot, it increases the damage of your Incendiary Shot and Explosive Grenade and Cluster Grenade to do even more damage. Just saying. You want to look at your skills and make sure that they synergize properly. Alright, so we don't care about that. We want minion. Minion damage. You also, for when you're getting weapons and stuff, you want to make sure that you, like, for minion builds, I care about getting minion damage on my shit. And generally speaking, that's pretty fucking easy to guarantee that I'm going to get, right? But if you're doing an attack-based build, like crossbows, you want to make sure that you are always getting gem levels, percent as elemental damage increase, physical damage. You want your base physical damage to be as high as you can reasonably get it, attack speed, things like that. Don't be afraid to treat the game like Dark Souls. Dodge often. If you have to question, dodge. Easy peasy.
Impressive size, but little acuity. Dismal.
Please come inside.
Fucking. I can't tell you how many times. This game takes so much.
Is this?
Like, what, 6,000 hours into POE 1 and 2? And it's just
There's a beast that thought you could chant your
always so
violence
much.
against this.
Snipers are wild now, I think. Okay.
A kind leader. Hopefully he survives.
Yeah, I can't do any of that.
Welcome all. I fear this land's goodbye.
I'm actually curious as to if there's anything you could do.
I care, friend.
I'm curious. Is there any archetypes for the witch that can use a crossbow? I don't know why you would ever do that. I'm just curious. Seems weird to me. Shit, dude. It's 11:40. Fuck. Normally, I would just say, fuck it, we're gonna keep going. But I'm taking my daughter to breakfast, and then we're gonna go to a trampoline jumping place so she can go and have a good time. And so we're doing that in the morning. She's an early riser. It's about 6:30. So, in order to maintain maximum dad energy, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the stream a little earlier than I expected. I thought I was gonna have more time to get on here, but you know, as usual, shit comes up, so maybe late and gay. But yeah, I may stream tomorrow. I don't really know. Chances are good that it'll just be Monday morning at 7:30 in a.m. Well, we're gonna do some more content, making some cool shit. But yeah, I just wanted to stream while playing League Launch Day. If you guys have not already, Path of Exile 2, it is free right now for the weekend. Strongly recommend it. If I can get some more keys, I will, so I can give them out. But yeah, how do I make longer than 8-second videos in Veo? That's the neat part. You don't. That's why everybody changes constantly from scene to scene. So it's a thing. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I'm glad you guys were all enjoyed the video today as well. It is a great time to make all this fun stuff. I have so much fun, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one as usual. Support links are going to be on themenacecrew.com. Let me get a link for you. Boom, boom, boom. menacecrew.com. Discord. I'm going to put the Discord out a little bit later. Not quite yet. I want to spruce it up a little bit before I put it out again. But yeah, outside of that, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys on Monday morning at 7:30. Yeah, we'll do 7:30. All right. Have a good one, y'all.